As today is September 11, 2012, and everything is dedicated to my wife.
Здравствуйте. Вот хочу предложить на ваш сайт.
I'm gonna go through this video very quickly as I have covered that already in 9/11 translation. No battery needed video, part number 1, and this is part number 2. So I'm not gonna go to all of it. Basically, the gentleman has the device that starts with the battery, then the battery is disconnected and the light bulb is on. Similar to Tariel Capenaze, similar to SR, similar to a few others. I see a similarity because he used coaxial cable on the coil on the left that is winded all the way through the former and then is shorted at the end. That's why he called it beef. And we have similarity to that what was shown to me in September of last year. Also the coaxial cable winded, and you see the representation of it. I'm going to give you just a brief as everybody knows what's going on. At presentation that was done to me by Tariel Capenaze helper, there was a coaxial cable, 3 ends, and the transformer that is used in the devices. This is the transformer to give a spark for the gas burner for the hot water. 3 ends, 2 wires for the hot voltage, the transformer with the center lead, and the center lead is connected to the ground.
This wire, and this is
High voltage wire. Now you see the sequence how he's starting the device, 3 wires, 2 wires connected together and 1 separated. Between those you put the battery, or actually the battery charger for 1 spark only. Now you see clearly that Capenaze, actually his helper, used the bride of the coax for the connection. And the box, white box, is high voltage box. We're following the bride, which is the ground wire. We see the bride, we see direct connection, and that is because we want to find out similarity of that show to the show that we analyzing right now. Suspicious is that when you look through the clear plastic, you see something black, and for me it is a shape of the small alarm box battery. Of course that battery wouldn't be able to work for half an hour with 200 watts, but at least indication of something. Yeah, I thought at that time that I would be able to save the word. Again, you see that a transformer 2 winds up, 2 winds down. You see 2 pins on the sides, and those are for the wires. And one, there is a central one, is not in here, is where you see the hole right in here, right. That hole in the corner. That was supposed to be the third one. And you see that mounted still into the gas furnace for the water. That is for you to find out that this is a kind of stupid system. I call it stupid high voltage system. Doesn't care about anything but only to send a burst. When there's no sense of the flame, the burst is being sent. There is no resonance in here. We're going through the schematic roughly right now. Everything is to be seen on realstranic.com or free energy info from Antanas. So any one of them you can look into to see it more. I'm not gonna really trying to cover that. This is the main generator that you see. That's what you see on the left hand side. He calls main generator, and then in the middle down there you're going to see a toroidal transformer, which has the wires of the former of the coil, mini Tesla coil, connected, and this one is made of toroid. The capacitor, the grace bridge, and the neon light bulb, he calls it stabilizer. Then you have a bank of capacitors in here, and he called them bipolar capacitors with the grace bridge on it. That's one of the generators, and that's the power supply. When we go further, we again have a view on the green toroid transformer responsible of the connection to the small mini Tesla coil. That's how he called his left hand side big former with a coil on it. You see also two diodes on the vertical ball on the left hand side, which again for him is main generator, and the one that is attached to him at 90-degree angle is the pre-generator or primary generator. He called that coil mini Tesla coil. The white wire, from what I understand, is the coaxial cable. He calls it bifilar, as he wind it along the former, and at the end of it he short two ends together, and then the primary right beneath that is made from 0.25 0.3 millimeter wire NML, which is 3/10 of the millimeter, and then you have another winding, and another winding is the brown one. So we're gonna go over it one more time just to make sure that we understand it properly. Right at the bottom you see the power supply, then on the left hand side you see the generator with the aluminium radiator. In the middle, you have the green toroidal transformer with a diode. Actually it's a grace bridge, the neon light bulb, the capacitor, and on next to it, a little bit to the right up, you see the two big diodes, and that vertical board sort of L shape he calls the main generator. And then the one that we don't see right now, right next to it at 90 degrees, is the pre-generator. That's how we call it. I'm pointing right now in different spots, which is the power supply. I'm doing not really just translation, but I'm trying kind of repeat what I said before. The quality of the voice wasn't a good one. Now my pointer is pointing at the coil. Again, the coil is made out of 0.25 0.3 millimeter, 3/10 of the millimeter NML wire. Then on the top of it you have a white wire, at least how I understand the white wire that's connected to the main generator, right? That's the main generator. And that is a coaxial cable winded along the former end. At the very end is simply shorted the inner wire to the bright. Now that what my pointer is showing is the pre-generator, and that's the main generator. That's the toroid. You may try to follow the ground wire and see that it's connected also to the bridge, which is diode bridge, and that is connected to, he calls it bipolar capacitor. That's how he used the name for it, which I believe is non-polarized capacitor, the bank of it connected in parallel. And he states that he has some problem with them. This what you see here is just sort of exemplary representation of 4 signals. I don't believe that those signals match as you see on the oscilloscope. It's just for you to know that there are 4 of the coils in within the coil of Daly. One is made out of 0.25 millimeter magnet wire, and the second one is made of resonance wire made of 0.65 millimeters, which is the coil. The third one is the wire RG58AU, which he calls Cooper bifilar, and that coaxial cable is shorted at the end of the coil. That's why he called it bifilar. And then the last one is the loading coil that takes the power from the coil and delivers to the diode bridge and the set of capacitors in parallel. That's one of the articles from 1966 from the alarm industry, and basically people relating to the original PCB and the elements utilized by the author of the experiments. For some who want to hunt the original elements, there you go, you got it. One more time picture of the schematic. Neon bulb utilized in stabilizer, that one that is on the top of the toroid transformer. That's the pre-generator and generator, the one that you see next, right in front, use the TTL microchip, and this is a pre-generator, which I assume it's the generator and the driver, and the other one at 90 degrees is the main generator. That's part of the schematic. It says in here, taken from the site formed by remote block of Pitania in UPS. It is necessary for KT926, which is the transistor. Катушку не разбирать, не фоткать. There is no permit to take apart the coil or make the photographs of it. I don't know what is it. This one is a part of voltage generator. Should be made on the aluminum radiator. This comment was made by Kansas. I hope, since he's on overunit.com, he would give the detailed explanation. This schematic is being called Let's Go, Поехали. I think Arunas will be able to take a stand on it. On the right hand side we see the RG58U and the connection of it, so I assume this is a part of the coil. I don't know if you can, how about take a shot of that and put it on overunit.com. Okay, I've got it. It's in English. We have a VC on the left hand side, a nanopulsar, which will be nanosecond pulsar. That's what he called second pulsar. I couldn't understand that from the video. And on the right hand side we have a transistor, which is the driver, and that is the toroid, which is the transformer, and then RG58U. A screenshot on power supply. The screenshot on the capacitor that he said was used to pick the resonance in the middle of the mini Tesla coil. And on the right hand side tab you see these two diodes from the main generator. You see the main coil, and on the right hand side you see again two diodes from the main generator. Right in the middle you see the capacitor, which is the resonance capacitor on it, and right in front you see connection to the ground. That's another shot. Oh boy, I gotta do it like that. Okay, that's another shot. The board that you see front right hand side is a square wave generator, that what I see from here, and the neon bulb is part of the stabilizer. Okay, we have a shot on the device. Again, power supply, the output diode with the diode bridge with the capacitors, the stabilizer with the toroid transformer which is connected to the coil, the generator, then you have a pre-generator and the main generator, and this is the resonance capacitor. Next screenshot we see the coil, and again pre-generator, generator, toroid transformer, the resonance capacitor. What is that? That's those two probably are resonance capacitors, what he told. The generator, which is the square wave generator, the stabilizer. Okay, one more time the same. Pre-generator, generator, coil, that's the RG58U. This one and this one is part of the winding. This is a very thin wire from the magnet wire. We should have 4 of them. This is part of the output, so it goes from the coil to the diode bridge and a series of the non-polarized capacitors and to the light bulb. Again, power supply, generator, stabilizer with neon bulb. That looks for me like a grace bridge, diode bridge, and the resistor that he calls main generator with the 2R diodes. Self-explanatory. The switch to switch this bank of capacitors connect to the light bulb, to the load, put the load on it. Again, part of the output and stabilizer. A typical alarm box battery. One of the people is pointing at that strange element and is asking what is that, and the answer underneath of it says that based on daily explanation, this is a capacitor and this one is connected to the wire that comes from the transistor on the toroid transformer. I thought it's a diode bridge, not a transistor. This accent would be humoristic. No, we're not trying to make any Star Wars. The thing is that we're dealing with a device that has a similar features to SR and to Tareq Capenaza. And I see also similarity to French guy, but couldn't say much about it. But I see definitely similarity to device that was presented to me by Tareq Capenaza. Anyhow, if there are any wars, there are wars for peace. As I'm stressing, 9/11, this is for me anniversary edition of any videos, and I have two of them. The first one was for the purpose of bringing up historical facts. This one is for the purpose of encouraging you. We can make it happen. Only we want to. Большое спасибо русским друзьям и всем людям, которые говорят на русском языке. Я выучу сам русский язык. За вашу помощь, за ваше сердце и за ваше время, которое вы уделили нам. Thank you very much. Wesley.